Hey everyone, it's Cleo and welcome to my channel. I hope you guys had an amazing New Year's. Happy 2025. We have an Amberlyn Reid video. This is not the newest one. I'm reacting to her video before that, which is feeder allegations, living life at 600 pounds and resenting Alexis. Wow, what a title. She basically told us everything we need to know in this title and we don't need to watch the video. But no, I just find it funny that she's like, I'm done addressing the feeder allegations, and she's like, okay, one more video. Like, girl, okay, you're gonna keep addressing it because you know it's true and you don't want to admit it, but it's fine, more videos for us, but let's check it out.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So this is part one of a 4-part series where I answer 100 of your questions, and I think it's questions I've never answered before, but who knows? I've been on YouTube for 11 years, so I don't really remember what I've shared. So I promised you guys that I would upload every other day, and I'm gonna be super busy for the next like 10 days or so.
What she really means is I've been on YouTube for 11 years, so I've been lying to you guys for 11 years, so I don't remember what I lied about.
And I'm not going to be able to have time to edit my videos. I will still be filming though. So I am pre-recording in this moment. So I figured the best way to do that, to continue my schedule and to give you guys content, is to create this 4-part series. So since there are 100 questions, it is 25 questions per part. So let's get into the first one. So I just want to preface this that I got all of these questions on random social media platforms where I was like, you guys, I'm doing a Q&A on YouTube. Send me in your questions. All right. So the first one is, who are your top 5 artists on Spotify Wrapped this year? Billie Eilish was my number 1, which is not surprising. Second is Banks, also not surprising. Third is a band called Mansion Air, love them. Fourth, Montel Fish, love him. His music is so good. The 5th one I'm a little shocked by. It's The Weeknd. How often do you recommend that I wash my hair? So I am no hair doctor over here, but I do know that every hair is different, so I really don't know what to tell you. But I have noticed that the healthiest hair is if you wash it just a couple times a week. Speaking of hair,
So I'm only going to be reacting to things that are like interesting or kind of important. Like, I don't care who she listens to, so I'm not going to say anything about that. But I think it's funny that someone asked her, like, oh, how often should I wash my hair? I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be a troll or to try to stump her so she can say something like, oh, like once a month or something like that. I am a black person, so our, like, hair routine is very different from white people. But I looked up on Google, like, how often should white people wash their hair? And it said 2 to 3 times a week. So I feel like Amberlyn kind of did the same thing. Not like white people, but just looked up how often should people wash their hair, and then the Google AI overview said 2 to 3 times a week. So she's like, the healthiest hair should be a couple times a week. Like, girl, please, you got that from Google like I did.
Times a week. Speaking of hair, I do get this question a lot. Would you ever cut your hair into a bob? Absolutely not. That is not my style. I don't think it would look good on me. It looks good on other people, but that is not my thing. I love my hair long. That is how I've always loved it. In my early 20s, I did chop it all off. If I can find some photos, I'll post them here. But my hair was down to my butt. I went into the salon, literally just wanting a hair trim, and I left with my hair to my shoulders, and I cried. Yes, I.
Oh my gosh. Would that be weird if I made that my profile picture for YouTube? I said that for the cookies too, but I might actually make this my profile picture.
Did. It was the biggest mistake. I will never do it again. Have you ever been to Disneyland? I have. I've been twice. Both times I went, I was 17. So if you guys remember me sharing, my foster mom did pass away recently, and it was actually that foster mom that made that dream come true for me. I know this is going off on something completely different, but a lot of people have heard me talk a lot of bad things about foster care because I do have a lot of bad experiences in foster care. I will not deny that, but there are some positives as well, and that is one of them. Are you going to continue sharing fan art? No, not in that way, because it was just something I wanted to add as a part of Vlogmas that I thought was really fun, and I enjoyed doing it. Do you have any?
I think she wants to stop now because a couple of the pictures were obviously trolls. And one of the pictures that Amberlyn showed, it was like Wonder Woman or something like that. It obviously did not look like her, and people were like, oh, you're taking this from the plus size model Tess. It's a drawing of her, but you're trying to pass it off as yourself, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I think she's like, I'm done with this.
New Year's resolutions? Honestly, normally I have a whole list of resolutions and goals and things I want to succeed at, and I never follow through with any of them. So I think it's just really easy and manageable if I sit here and say, I just want to improve as a person, whether that's mentally, physically, spiritually. Like, I am very like into the universe, and I believe that the universe and me are connected. I know that sounds weird to some people, but that's okay. Like, I really just want to be like just a better person in general. And I know I can start that anytime. And I have definitely improved over the years, but 2025, I really do want to focus more on like the therapy aspect and like improving my health aspect, not really like set out flat out goals, more so just every day, even if it's just me being 1% better than I was the day before. What was was your favorite and
Well, she needs to unconnect with the universe because the universe is not helping her at all. That's all I can say.
least favorite part of Vlogmas this year? So easily my least favorite was the beginning. It was highly saturated in the fact that I was going through a lot of mental health and heartbreak because I was missing Rarity while also being attacked because I was neglectful in a situation where it was never my intent. Accidentally leaving that door open literally altered my life in the worst way possible. And not only was I being attacked for a mistake that literally broke me and shattered me, I was being told that I was lying about the situation, which I wasn't. And I was also being told that a cat that was found deceased was Rarity, which definitely was not the case either. So it was a lot at once while already going through mental health problems. But I noticed once I handled the Rarity situation privately, instead of like broadcasting every single 2 seconds if there's an update or not, I noticed the backlash and the rumors lessened. And that definitely helped with my mental health and my heartbreak, to be honest. I would say the best part of Vlogmas was the fact that I completed it. And instead of letting my depression stop me from decorating for Christmas like it did last year, I said, screw that. We're going to decorate for Christmas because I feel like that'll actually help my mood. And it genuinely did. Have you ever had a boyfriend before? Yes.
It sounds like she's more upset because people were criticizing her online than she is about Rarity. She's really trying to focus on her being a victim. Like, I lost my cat and people are attacking me and they don't believe anything I say. Well, you have a history of being a liar. So not a lot of people are gonna believe what you say.
I've had multiple boyfriends, but it was all like when I was a teenager and a kid, never as an adult. No, no, no. Have you ever considered digital planning? No, never, because I really love physical planners. I love physically writing. For the longest, I was reading so many novels and I was reading like the physical books. And then people were like, you should try a Kindle, you should try a Kindle. So then in my brain, I was like, you know what, let me try a Kindle because there's like this cute little small Kindle that I ended up buying. I was like, it's so adorable. And I realized it's just not for me. I feel like some things for me, I just can't do technology based. That's reading and also, planning. Those are things I just enjoy doing like physically with a book, with a pen, etc., etc. Do you?
I feel like it's because she likes that physical appeal of going out and buying something. Like, yeah, you get the dopamine rush when you do online shopping and blah, blah, blah. But for her, it just doesn't feel the same writing something down on her phone to do for later than actually going to the store and physically buying it. I feel like she gets that dopamine rush of buying it instead of actually writing because we know she takes notes. She takes notes on her phone, on her tablet or whatever. She's like, oh, I have notes. I'm going to read it off. She's not reading it from a piece of paper. Like, she likes the hoarding aspect. She likes the buying aspect, not writing stuff down.
Resent Alexis for bringing up the crumble cookie video? Honestly, no, it's really not that big of a deal to me. I'm an adult, I'm a sexual human being, I'm very sex positive, not a prude, pretty open book, so I don't really care actually. What I care about is people behind my back being creepy and sending it to reaction channels. Now that's weird. And I'm very glad that Alexis never did that. What moment in the last couple of years?
Are you dense? Like, your friend literally confirmed that you made a seductive video of you eating a cookie, which is clearly some type of feeder content that was sent to Erica, and Erica could probably have that type of fetish. But she kind of confirmed that you are catering to a specific audience. And also, without Alexis, we wouldn't have known about this until now, until the whole leak and stuff like that. Like, people are already aware that happened. But if we didn't know from Alexis, then this would have been a shock to everybody around this time. Like, what happened? And then Alexis would have came out and be like, oh yeah, I knew about the video too. But no, Alexis went ahead and talked about it. And she even made her YouTube video, like the thumbnail of her eating the cookie from the video. Yeah, that's not really a good friend. And the fact she's like, oh, I don't care, I'm sex positive. It doesn't matter if you're sex positive or not. It's a matter of fact that it's an invasion on privacy. Even if there wasn't anything bad in the video, your friend still shared something private about you. But she's more focused on like someone sending it to a reaction channel and having it leaked on Twitter. It's like, okay, but what about your supposed friend for telling thousands of people online?
What moment in the last couple of years made you grow the most as a person? Living alone. Absolutely. The first time I ever lived alone was when I was 32. and I'm now 34. I'm telling you, I genuinely believed in my soul for a majority of my life that I had to live with someone, that that's the only way I was going to be happy, because I was always scared to be alone. But you guys, I'm telling you, I thrive when I live by myself. I absolutely love it, and it's helped me grow as a person 100%. If you could,
I don't know why she's using the word thriving when she's living by herself, because she's still the same terrible person as she was before. And the fact that she has been by herself for a year and a half or maybe two, and the entire time she has been seeking out another girlfriend, another companion to live with her, it's like, girl, you cannot fool us that you like staying by yourself. Like, maybe you like your space, but you're constantly wanting to be around someone. Like, you literally extended your stay with Emily, and now Emily is supposed to be flying into Oklahoma. She could already be there to stay with Amberlyn for who knows how long. So the word thrive, it's like, yeah, don't use that word.
go back and never have made YouTube videos, would you? No. I absolutely would have still done YouTube. I probably would have just done it differently. I know the YouTube game. I know what people want, but I also know that there are things I have said and done online that I would have never done, because I now, as a 34-year-old woman, I have learned from those things and learned from my mistakes. Do you plan on seeing
I know the YouTube game. I know what people want. I don't feel like it's a secret that Amberlyn knows that this is kind of like a reality TV show. She's the star. These are the episodes, the seasons, and she's giving people what they want, which is a train wreck, a circus. That's why she does things here and there that makes people talk and get angry and blah, blah, blah. She knows this. That's how she's making more money. Yeah, maybe there's some things that she's like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. I wish I didn't do this. That was kind of immature. But the fact that you're 34 and you're just now realizing that, like, oh, I shouldn't have done those things. It's like, yeah, we've been telling you this, but I don't really think that she learns from her mistakes anyways. So she could be saying that just to sound more mature and grown up.
Wicked. I have never seen like the original Wicked, but with the clips I've seen of the new one, it genuinely looks pretty interesting. So yes, I do plan on watching it. What is the last thing you ate? I had Buffalo Wild Wings and I got boneless chicken. The sauce I got on there was Asian Zing. I really like their boneless chicken because it's dry. And even the pieces of chicken that I normally would never go for, which are like kind of like the bigger pieces, they're still dry. I'm like, okay, pop off. And I've never once seen like a weird piece of chicken. So if you're weird about chicken, but you enjoy like a good boneless wing, I highly recommend Buffalo Wild Wings. And I also got potato wedges from there. What was the...
Yeah, she has no plans on losing weight. And that was clearly a question sent in by a feeder. Like, tell me what you ate today. Tell me all the details.
No reason you went back to Oklahoma and didn't stay in Wisconsin, because I have a whole ass apartment. I have a whole life here. I love my apartment. I love living alone. I do believe that Tommy as a person is my home, but in a responsible way, I belong here right now. So that is why we're currently in a long distance relationship, but I do see us moving in together in the future. How did you even hold that snake? Because
do you see how irritated she got? She's probably so irritated because people really don't believe that she just went home because she wanted to go home. Because that is so out of character for her to do, especially when it comes to a girlfriend or a potential girlfriend. It's like, why would she just go home? She's like, I have a whole life. I have an apartment. It's like, okay, girl, but you can literally work anywhere. Like, you work from home, essentially. So you really don't need to come home. And it's not very outlandish for you to continue to pay for your apartment while you're staying at Emily's house. But yeah, you could just tell that she's frustrated that people still don't believe her.
It honestly looked so terrifying. That's what my mom said, but I love snakes. I've always loved snakes. I will say it was exhilarating because it is a huge snake. It is by far the biggest snake I have ever held in my life, but I wasn't scared. I don't know. Did you really think that Jordy was stalking you? No, absolutely not. I never once thought that. Was there a particular reason you stopped sharing your weight? So as you guys know, I have done Ozempic/semaglutide twice. The first time I did it, when I stopped, I gained so much weight so freaking fast. I had a weird feeling it was going to happen again, and I tried really hard not to let it happen. But sadly, I didn't try hard enough. It is very common that once you stop taking it, you gain your weight back. So normally, I wouldn't have cared to share that because I've always shared that. But then all of a sudden, all of these rumors about my girlfriend were happening that were not true, because that is not the way our relationship is. I knew that if I came on here and said, I'm gaining weight because that's how the cookie crumbles, no pun intended, people would automatically blame her, when ultimately it was my doing, and it's the pattern that I've had my whole life since I was literally like 10 years old when I had my first diet. It was just easier for me not to share those things anymore. I want to protect and cherish the people in my life that I care about. The rumors about Tommy are not true. Are you excited or nervous to try?
We know the rumors are true, blah, blah, blah. But it's just the fact that she said, yeah, when I stopped taking the medication, I gained all my weight back. Like, okay, but I don't think it's common for people to gain all of their weight back without some sort of factor. Like, you weren't eating healthy, you weren't on a diet, you weren't doing anything to keep the weight off. You just decided to stop the medication and then continue to eat the way that you ate, which is a lot of food.
Semaglutide again. I'm definitely both excited and nervous, and I will definitely share more of that as I talk more about my journey. Will you ever admit you were actually 600 pounds? I am telling you, human to human, face to face, like I know you're not here, but I'm acting as if you are. If I was 600 pounds, I would not be able to move. I'm saying that based on like knowing how I feel now at the weight that I am. If I was 600 pounds, I would not be able to fit in my mother's car, let alone go and do things and walk around stores and go to bingo. It would not be happening. Can you show your watch?
I like how she's trying to act holier than other people who weigh 500 to 600 pounds. She's like, I could move around. I could fit in a car. I could do all of this other stuff that they can't do. But the thing is that she has been bedbound multiple times throughout her YouTube career, but she has never admitted that she has been in the 600s, only the high 500s. So it's like, girl, are you going to admit to us finally that you have been in the 600 range? Also, if you keep dating Emily, she's going to make you bedbound soon.
I'm on TikTok and Instagram. Sure, when someone asked this question, I screenshotted it just so I could remember because my memory is shit. I don't really go on TikTok and Instagram, as you can see. It does show on Friday that I was on TikTok for a bit more than usual. It's because I was gathering these questions. What has been the hardest part to overcome with having BPD? A lot. And I don't know if I've actually overcome any of it. So I'm kind of going to rewrite the question and ask it as if like, what's the hardest part about having BPD? It's the fact that you cannot regulate your emotions. Sometimes it feels physically impossible. Like during a BPD episode, which are actually sometimes called BPD tantrums, and that's not like in a rude way or whatever. It sounds rude because it's like tantrum, like calm down now, like I'm not throwing a tantrum, but that is just what it's called. So during those episodes, my rational self is still in here. She is like screaming at me, Amberlyn, stop. Amberlyn, calm down. Amberlyn, it's gonna be okay. Regulating those emotions and calming down, it literally feels like someone is telling you, you have to travel outside into space, and I want you to carry the world on your shoulders. That's not possible. It truly feels impossible to regulate your emotions. And I'm fully aware that DBT therapy can help with that. So another answer I have is having BPD makes everything feel more extreme than the average. Like the average person, they would say, yeah, I feel happy. Well, when we're happy, people with BPD, it feels euphoric. A regular person would feel angry. Us, we feel burning rage. A regular person feels sad. We literally feel like we're mourning the death of someone we have loved our entire lives. Everything feels so strong and like we're sensitive to like everything. So our moods switch really quickly. Like a lot of people get bipolar and borderline personality disorder mixed up because we both have mood shifts. So people with bipolar, their moods will change on days or weeks basis, while people with BPD like me, our moods will change multiple times a day, sometimes even multiple times an hour. It's exhausting for us, and I'm sure it's very exhausting for the people around us as well. Would you be able to...
This is why therapy is important, because you can't blame all of your emotions on BPD and not do something about it. And not everyone with BPD has the same reactions or symptoms that Amberlyn does, because she's speaking like she's talking for all people who have BPD, and that's not true. Not everybody has that extreme of emotions. And for her to say that and not follow it up with, that's why I'm going to therapy, that's why I might be taking medications, like, no, that is her excuse for everything.
Be in a sexless relationship. No. This girly pop has done that before and she will never do it again. When I'm with the right one, I am like a sex machine. What am I saying right now? What is a rumor about you that is 100% not true? Girl, do you have all day? Because I have a whole list. But for the sake of video purposes and time crunches, there is a few in particular that I would love to mention, but these are things that I promised myself I would never speak about again online. So we're gonna skip over those and move on to something else. I'm gonna choose something that is like currently happening. Two things actually. One, it is 100% not true. I am not a feedie. I am not in a feeder relationship. That is not what's happening here. Two, the fact that some people actually believe this is sick. But there are people who believe that I let Rarity out on purpose to stay in Wisconsin longer. Tommy didn't want me to leave. Tommy said I am welcome there forever. Rarity is my heart, my soul, my best friend, my everything. I would have never in a million years done that. And if you know me in person, you would know that to be true. But that's what people do. They create these really disgusting rumors about me and just like hold on to them for dear life. I know nothing I say will ever change anyone's opinion, but for the sake of answering the question, there's your answer. All right, you guys. So that is part 1, and I will see you guys soon for part 2. Bye.
She's like, I'm not in a feeder or feedee relationship. You may not know that, but Emily knows that you guys are, because the way that you guys interact with each other just screams this is a fetish-based relationship. You guys have nothing in common. Every time you guys are on camera, you guys are giggling, have nothing to say. Emily is always trying to give you some type of food. Like, it's clearly that type of relationship. So whether you're lying or you don't know, I'm going to hold your hand while I say this, you're in that type of relationship. And the fact she's like, if you knew me in real life, you would know, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's her favorite thing to say. If you knew me in real life, first of all, you have been putting your life on YouTube for the past 11 years. I'm pretty sure people know what you would do and what you wouldn't do. Like, you're pretty predictable. So for her to say, you don't know me in real life, it's like, we really don't have to, because we know who you are as a person and what you've done to other people and to other things. Forgot to mention when Amberlyn's like, oh, Emily wanted me to stay there forever. Girl, be careful, because forever for Emily isn't that long. But that would be an interesting video if she did dedicate time to go over every single rumor. That would take so much time. And the fact that you have so many rumors, quote unquote, means that they're probably true. People like Amberlyn, who are mean to their audience, they're mean to their significant others, have been called out for being abusive, blah, blah, blah. Of course, you're going to have a laundry list of things that people have pointed out about you because they could be, quote unquote, true. I'm not saying every single rumor about her is true, but the fact that there is a list of things that are, quote unquote, rumors for one person is kind of insane. But yeah, that is all I have to say for today's video. If you liked it, then give it a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!